We had discussion on reforms once.
Good morning, everyone on Facebook and YouTube. We're glad to be with you this morning. I'm waiting for our guest to come on board, Walt Stickle. We're going to be discussing this morning the Vatican Jesuit global conspiracy with the introduction by Walt Stickle. And hopefully you got my message for the time period this morning, because we're on both Facebook Live and on YouTube Live as well. Today is the 3rd of February 2023. A number of years ago, I met Walt Stickle. I had listened to a program by Tom Press and York Glisman. They had a program called The Hour of Truth. And through some events, I met Walt Stickle. And Walt Stickle has a website entitled GrandDesignExposed.com. And I highly recommend that you check that website out. I think you'll find it very informative. He's written 2 books, the Vatican Jesuit Global Conspiracy, Book 1 and Book 2. And like I said, I'm waiting for him to join us now. I've got him up on a Google call, and hopefully he'll get this message. There's a lot to be said about the Counter-Reformation and the Jesuits. That was the primary purpose of forming of the Jesuits by Ignatius Loyola, was in fact the Counter-Reformation, to bring about a Counter-Reformation, to fight against the reformers. And they've done a pretty good job over the years doing that. They have brought in many Catholic universities. I think 7 of the Supreme Court justices now are Roman Catholic that sit on the bench of the Supreme Court. And so we see that, don't we? So I'm not sure if Walt has gotten my little link to come on board or not. We've been planning this broadcast for some time. We were actually planning on going last Friday, and it didn't happen because of the situation that I've had with my cold. I still have a little bit of a cold, but it's nothing like it had been. For our friends on YouTube, again, this website, I would highly encourage you to go to it, is GrandDesignExposed.com. And you can go to that website and you can actually download these 2 books that we're going to be talking about. If you scroll clear to the bottom of the website, you'll see that there's a link to the Vatican Jesuit Global Conspiracy books, Book 1 and Book 2, and you can download those copies free of charge. So I would encourage you to do that if you get a chance. The Vatican Jesuit, the book that we're going to be talking about is actually, Walt did the introduction to this book. And we're going to talk about the introduction here. But just to give you some ideas of the chapters in the book, the Jesuits in history, chapter 1, the Jesuits today, a financial empire second to none, the conspiracy of misdirection, subliminal Rome, missionary adaptation, the royal declaration, the Jesuits today by the author Michael D. Simlin, how America became a Jesuit enclave, discussing of the Catholic founding fathers, including the Carroll family, Charles Carroll, Daniel Carroll, John Carroll, Washington in the lap of Rome, Christians and Babylonian politics. That's pretty much book 2. And then again, book 1 is the Babylonian sun worship, the source of all false religion, mother and child worship, Mary worship masqueraded sun worship, Saints' Day and the sun worship symbols, obelisks, temples and towers. And I think I'm going to give Walt a call and see why he's not jumping on board here this morning. See if he answers his phone. Hey, Walt, I'm on air. Can you jump on the Google call? I sent you a link to the Google call. Yeah, I want you to go on the Google call because I've got it up, and I'm on live right now, on Facebook and YouTube. So. All right. Okay, I got a hold of Walt, and he's going to jump on the Google call. Yes, I do think that the teaching of free will is a false religion. I don't believe it's biblical. That's why I've written the book, The Lies of Free Will. If anybody wants a PDF copy of this, if you'll send me an email, I'll send you a copy of this. Do you control your own destiny? The Lies of Free Will. I believe it is perpetrated by not only Rome, but also most of education, and that's one area that most atheists and Arminians can agree upon is free will. We've seen that down through the years. Christ said you must be born again. If a man is dead in their trespasses and sin, they don't have the ability to come to Christ. They don't have that ability. My definition of predestination, well, it's to predetermine beforehand those who are going to be recipients of God's grace. We don't predetermine our own destiny. God determines it. Romans 8:28-39 spells it out. For whom he did foreknow, he also did predestinate. Those whom he predestinated, he also called. And those whom he called, he also justified. and those whom he justified, he also glorified. What shall we say to these things? If God be for us, who can be against us? Who shall lay anything to the charge of God's elect? It's God that justifies. So my definition of predestination then is to predetermine beforehand who will be recipients of his grace. There are two kinds of people on the face of the earth: the elect and the reprobate. Those who have been recipients of God's grace and those who have not. And so that kind of sets you apart from about 99% of the so-called Christian world out there. And most people want to take credit for letting Jesus into their heart, and they can't do anything unless the Holy Spirit draws them. And you can get a full teaching of Christ's teachings on election in John 6. He's very clear about his position on that. John 6, John 10, John 17. And so that's a very good place to go if you're interested in finding out about more about what Christ taught on the subject of election. Also, probably one of the most controversial scriptures in the Bible is Romans 9. And Mike Orr, good to see you're with us this morning on YouTube. He said he read several chapters yesterday. I'm not sure if you're talking about the discussion this morning on the Vatican Jesuit global conspiracy or the lies of free will. We've talked about both of those this morning, Mike. Good to see you're with us on Facebook Live. I'm waiting for Walt. He's supposed to be coming on board. It's still early there in Bandon, Oregon. He's a couple hours earlier than I am. It's 11 o'clock here Central Time, a little after, and there in Bandon it's 9 o'clock. So he's probably just getting up and around. We've already been into town and back this morning. So anyway, yeah, the stream might be choppy because I'm on YouTube. You may want to go on YouTube and see how it looks on YouTube, Mike. We might get a little bit better program. I'm trying to multiple stream. I'm trying to stream on both YouTube and Facebook today so it can reach the broadest audience possible. We may make this a weekly broadcast on Friday, depending on what Walt wants to do, covering these two books. GrandDesignExposed.com. Better than gold. It's good to see you. The topic this morning is the Vatican Jesuit global conspiracy. There's two books. There's book 1 and book 2, both with introductions by Walt Stickle. And you can actually download a free copy of those two books if you go to Walt Stickle's website, GrandDesignExposed.com. And if you scroll clear to the bottom of his website, you'll see links to that. And I think that's probably Walt joining us now. Let me go on and see if I can admit him to the Zoom call.
Say Rick, I'm on the phone. Okay, thank you. I'll call you back.
Good morning, Walt. How are you doing? It's still early there in Bandon, and
No, it's not. It's not. Where are we on air right now?
we're on YouTube Live, and we're also on Facebook Live. We have a number of people that have joined us. I've kind of done a brief introduction to both books, and I also have let people know they can go to granddesignexposed.com and they can scroll clear down to the bottom and they can actually download both of these books, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
They can go down to the bottom of the page. In the left-hand corner at the bottom, they'll see a picture of a book with a picture. You know, they'll see the picture of a book. It's called "Washing in the Lap of Rome," 1888, by Justin Fulton. It's a picture that I got out of that book, and I put it on the book on the book, and you click on that, and it'll take you to my download page. And I will say something about my download page. Larry. When you scroll down to the bottom, I'm scrolling right now my own page here, and you go down to the book. You click on the book, and it'll take you to Mystery Babylon. On the very top says News Talk Radio, but that's my download page, and I actually put 4 books together that I thought were related. And the 4 books I put up there was the first one on the left is the Vatican Jesuit Global Conspiracy. Now there's 9 different authors in this book. Now I wrote the introduction, but in the book I actually put I didn't list the chapters and numbers. The first 5. The reason, you know what I was thinking, Larry. This material covers a lot of material. This book covers a lot of material, and of the 4 books there was one book, Papacy is the Antichrist, a demonstration, by J.A. Wiley. Of course, anybody that's studied any history knows who J.A. Wiley is. And then each one of these books, you can download the book and download the cover, and you can go have it printed. and then I have a book written by Thomas M. Harris. He wrote the book Rome's Responsibility for the Assassination of Abraham Lincoln. Now those are the 4 books that you can download, and download the cover. I have a place where you can get the cover and then download, and then you have to go to someplace that prints books. Are you there, Larry?
Yes, I'm here, and I just wanted to recognize we've got a number of guests.
I can't hear you, Larry.
I just want to recognize we do have a number.
You might have muted your mic.
No, I'm not muted. She should be able to hear me. We have a number of guests. We have Michelle. We have Mike.
I think you muted your mic, Larry.
No, it's not muted. No, it's not muted. Can you hear me now? I can hear you fine, Walt, so hopefully you can hear me. Michelle Frost, Better Than Gold, Mike Orr.
Now I can.
Michelle Frost.
Now I can.
Yeah, Michelle Frost, Better Than Gold, Mike Orr, and another number of other guests have joined us on YouTube. And I'm switching back and forth. That may be why I'm going in and out a little bit on my volume, because I'm doing Facebook and YouTube at the same time as trying to keep abreast with Mike. Mike has requested that we talk this book here, The Vatican Jesuit Global Conspiracy. And I guess I got some questions for as we kind of get into this.
Yeah, I can hear you fine now. Everything is yes, I can.
Okay. The first question I have for you, Walt, is kind of interesting to our audience. What was it that brought you to an interest in developing an entire website? The grand